नदियों में बह जावा तेरे खेतों में लहरावा इतनी सी है दिल की आरज़ू आने से उसके आए बहार जाने से उसके जाए बहार बड़ी मस्तानी है मेरी महबूबा मेरी जिंदगानी है मेरी महबूबा कितनी बेचैन आके तुमसे मिली तुमको क्या थी खबर थी मैं कितनी अकेली
मैं ज्यादा स्लो हो गया.
जो भी कसमें खाई थी हमने वादा किया था जो मिलके तूने ही जीवन में लाया था मेरे सवेरा क्या तुम्हें याद है तेरी उम्मीद तेरा इंतजार करते
Hello, hello, hello. Let's look at what all is happening. All right, let's welcome Aditi, Nisa, Dinesh Bora, Anshu, Saransh. Anshu saying, looking gorgeous as always. So sweet. Sharansh is saying, can we talk? I don't know what that means. Yes, here we can. If you'd like to get on a call, you'll have to get in touch with Radhika. Under this video, there will be Gunjan's number. Just let her know you'd like to get on to a clarity call with me. I'll be happy to have you come into my one-to-ones. Devika Wins is saying, Chai Pe Charcha. Do you know, Devika, I actually have a friends group that's called Chai Pe Charcha, and it's like we're about 7 of us that truly connect deeply. Image by Design Consultancy saying, Saubana, love your earrings. I picked these up from the roads of Greece. So thank you. I missed the class, so what to do? I can't just pay again. So sweet, Sandhya. Not to worry, darling. If you have already paid once, you don't need to pay again. All you need to do is be in touch with Gunjan. Let her know that you've made the payment. She'll put you off in the next masterclass. Okay? Don't worry at all. Coach Saransh is saying, Game Changer event mein aapko dekha tha. Oh, so nice to have you here then. For all of you here who were with me for the 3 days of GCF, super duper welcome. Do tell me in the chat box, how was GCF for you? One word. Nisa QR, you didn't post that abundant wala card last Wednesday. That's true actually, Nisa. It just slipped my mind, and you know what? I left the very next morning for Bangalore. So all the people who did remind me, unfortunately the cards were not in my hand, and today I haven't even brought them to do the activity. Okay, next time onwards I'll be more sincere. Okay, so Parul is saying, I want to join the vision board class. For all of you here, if you are in this room right now and listening, under this video when I post it, put it there that I would like to join the vision board class, okay? We will send you the registration link and then please register for it. It happens only once a year in December. It is free for you, so don't miss the opportunity of coming for my vision board class. Rather, I'm going to tell you one more thing. If you know someone who's really feeling lost, confused, stuck in their life, you can even gift it to them. After all, it's free, right? Take the link from us and send it to as many people as you can, because it's going to be simply fabulous. Okay, I'm telling you, I'm putting in a lot of effort for this session. It is by far one of those sessions that not only my clients come for, but even my friends and family come for. So, you know, they've been telling me, like my Chai Pe Charcha group has been telling me, can you please do a vision board session for us? Can you please? I said, come for 6th December. So it's going to happen 11 to 1 next Tuesday. Keep yourself free and invite as many people as you can. One assurance I give you, every single person that you invite is going to thank you later on for inviting them. Okay? So please, 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 anybody who wants to come, but you have to register. While it is free, registration is a must. So make sure that my team sends you a registration. You can DM us, you can put it underneath this. Under any circumstances, make sure you get the registration link. Superb. For all of you who are traveling for the Goddess Paradise tomorrow, Puja's Goddess Paradise, and are on your way to Chennai, super safe travels. Can't wait to hug you, hold you, be there for you. I am super excited about tomorrow. And for those of you who have no idea what's happening tomorrow, if you were a part of my inner circle, my inner tribe, you would have known. So next time, make sure when I do my event in April, you're a part of my group so that you are also invited to come and have a day of celebration where literally we go crazy. It will feel like paradise, I can assure you. Sejal Bhatia, please give me some tips. I have shifted to a new country and facing a lot of difficulties in managing household work and balancing my work. How do I work it all? Sejal, firstly, if you've shifted to a new country, give yourself a little time. As you start to make friends, one of the things that you can request for them to do is to start to share their resources. In these foreign countries, you have people who can come and help you with the cleaning once a week. There are ladies who come and actually cook for you and put things in your freezer. There is so much different kind of opportunities for you to get help. Of course, make sure that you learn how to do everything correctly right in the beginning. So set systems in your house right in the beginning, which means have a carton in advance for washing clothes, have a carton in advance for ironing clothes, have a cart, start to make it easier from step one itself, so that at the end of the day, you're not piled with things, but rather at least I always say, even my mess should look tidy so that I can take my time to clean up. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Even my mess should look tidy so that I have time to clean up. Secondly, what I'd love for you to know is, there's a perfectionist in us in India that we can afford to have because we have help. And I feel like when we go abroad, one of the things we have to have is what are the things I'm okay with and what are the things I'm not okay with. Like I was in London for 2 weeks in my boy's house, and one of the rules my older one had made was that, Mom, let's make sure that the sink is absolutely clean before all of us sleep at night. So the last person to sleep has to ensure that the sink is clean so that the next morning no one is coming into the kitchen to dirty utensils, which I thought was fabulous. So which means that at least we had the whole day to keep on cleaning the sink, or even if we had to delay it, we could only delay it till the evening. So rules like this were very, very helpful. Now, having said that, I want you to know I am someone who's super dependent on her staff. So me giving you tips is not the right person, but there are so many people on this page who I'm sure will be able to add to what I'm saying. So I'm going to request everyone, Sejal is going to go through all the chat. So please, if you can put in any nice tips that you have, especially if you're living abroad, do share, because I am like living in a house where we have a lot of stuff. Yeah. Shreya 899, ma'am, how to handle our expectations? Shreya, my sentence always is, I've heard a lot of people saying don't have expectations. I always say the only person I don't have expectations from is the one I don't care about, or the one who is like a neighbor and not any personal relation, right? Because if I'm going to cook the whole day for my dear husband, then I'm going to have expectations from him that he should at least give me a compliment or at least appreciate the effort I've put in. So it's not changing expectations more than learning to manage your disappointments that I believe in. So can you prepare yourself that if in case the appreciation, the acknowledgement, the approval, the importance doesn't come, what are you going to do about it? And one of the things I believe is that instead of sometimes getting disappointed and closing ourselves or shutting ourselves down, what if you sat and communicated with an open mindset? So what if I told my husband, I cooked the whole day, you didn't even notice, is everything okay? Because you're not the kind who would do that. That's a very different conversation than Bhutha Sujalena. You know Bhutha Sujalena? Like, he didn't even give me a compliment. I'm not going to speak to him. How dare he? And he's trying to ask me something and I'm not answering, and all of that drama that we can get into. I think reducing our drama and communicating our disappointments is very important. Now, according to his answer, let's say he says, oh my God, I just slipped my mind. I wanted to tell you actually how amazing the food was today. That's a very different reaction versus, theek tha, okay. Now, next time I can choose not to cook, right? That's on me. What we want is, we want to continue to do also, but we want the appreciation also. That's where the problem lies. Nobody's forcing you to cook. So if nobody's forcing you, like for me, at least if I'm speaking in this example, maybe I did it from my own self, right? And because I did it from my own self, I can choose not to do it also. And so learning to understand what does the other person want, and whatever they want, they have to learn to appreciate. And if they don't appreciate, then it's on me whether I choose to do it or not. Right? Like I know that with my spouse, because I need acknowledgement and appreciation, I will choose what I want to do. But with my children, I'm not expecting appreciation and acknowledgement. So therefore, I will choose to do things differently, because the disappointment level is much lesser, because the expectations are very different. Right? So you have to start to see in every relationship, what's your barter, with some people it's a 50-50, with some people it's a 70-30, with some people it's a 90-10, and accordingly you have to plan yourself. The most important thing is to not become bitter and resentful. So what you have to know is, if your expectations are getting converted into bitterness or resentful feeling, then somewhere you're not being able to handle yourself correctly. So make sure that you are able to go back and revise and ask yourself, what will I do in this situation if I did not want to get bitter or resentful? Or what would I do in this situation if I still want to continue to love this person, even though I know they are not going to give me anything in return? These kind of questions will really help you in building the right expectations, or at least managing the expectations with the ability to handle your disappointments. Okay? Millie Joban Putra is asking, Puja, please throw some light on journaling, basic to advanced. So every month I change my style of journaling, and I'll tell you why. I get bored of my own self writing, and I tend to get too repetitive if I do only one kind of journaling. My most basic style of journaling is called page dumping, which is where whatever your thoughts are, you just put it on paper. So, this could just be how you are feeling. I like to address it to God. So I'll go, dear God, yesterday was a very, day of anxiety. I was feeling a little low and down. When this happened, this was my reaction. So what I'm doing is, I'm just dumping all my emotions out of my body onto a paper. And that in itself is therapeutic. Okay. We don't even realize how much therapy we'll end up doing the minute we express from mind to paper. So that's one style of journaling. If you want to go advanced, then it is best to Google questions that you can answer for journaling. And you'll see there are millions of questions that you can answer. Did I truly live today? Did I truly love? Did I truly matter? How would I like to contribute? Who am I? What does this mean for me? What are my value systems? There are such beautiful questions that are now created for journaling, that if you just take one question a day and answer it, you will start to see a lot of depth getting created in your personality, because it will take you places that you've never been before. So you can do the page dumping, very basic style, or you can do the advanced style, which is answering specific deep questions to be able to go deeper within yourself. Both work fabulously. Again, some days it's my mood. I don't have any emotions to really express on that particular day. Then I'd rather do some question. These days you get such beautiful journals. If you just pick up one of those good journals that you get, so many different companies now been selling journals. I feel like that in itself, every day just answering those questions and following a daily routine, and being able to have conversations with self, which is what journaling is for me, is really what makes you go within. And the further you can go within, the more you can hold space for someone to go that deep. You can only take people as deep as you have been willing to go in your own personality. So a person who has depth has the ability to hold space for others, and that's why one of my favorite reasons why I love journaling. Yeah, I do journaling from my one mail to another mail To keep it a secret, is it okay or should we write? If that works for you, just let it work. So the thing about journaling is don't over question it, just do it. It's always in habits like these, it's the consistency that builds you, not the style. Okay, so whether I light a agarbatti every day, or I light a lamp, or I light a candle, or I light a, it doesn't matter. It is the ability to every single day create a habit that puts me in the energy of surrendering to the divine. Right? So the whole point is what? Surrendering to the divine. What I light doesn't matter. How I journal doesn't matter. Till the time are you going within? That's the most important question. Okay? Divya the Fortuner. How do I deal with a spouse who is always self-praising himself and demeans the wife and talks about his looks, how handsome he is and how smart he is in handling life? Divya, my sweetheart. You know, the job of a spouse, I'll tell you, not at the earth plane level, but at a soul plane level, is when the husband or the wife is flying too high, their job is to balance them by bringing them down. If they are in the pit, then their job is to bring them up. So you'll often notice that what the spouse lands up doing is, if the spouse is flying too high, if he's on a pedestal, if he's all the time in self-praise, then her job becomes to balance him by bringing him down. Now, if he's in the pit, let's say someday your husband has a bad day at work or is feeling low and down, guess what you're going to do? Pull him up, correct? So that's the basic job. Now, if you have a man who's constantly in self-praise, automatically you're going to start to feel like your role is to bring him down. But you know what the problem with this is? That this role is not something you chose, but that has been assigned to you. So my suggestion is get very, very mindful of, is this a role you want to play, or do you want to give him the permission to, you know, stay in his self-praise? Whatever he's doing, if it's working for him, let it work. You know, we start to think that, no, I need to balance him out, or I need to show him another way, or I need to... You know what, if that's how he wants to live his life, remember, superiority complex comes from an inferiority complex. As his life starts to fill up with real stuff, he won't feel the need for this level or this amount of self-praise. The problem with self-praise is, the more you praise yourself, the lesser you give other people the opportunity to do so. So while what he's really looking for is other people wanting to praise him, in the process of self-praise, he's actually, you know, making them think the reverse, because the world gives us the opposite. So when we self-criticize, what does the world say? No, you're not so bad, so ugly, so whatever. And when we go into self-praise, they go, but you're not that handsome or that. So what the other person is always thinking the opposite. So when you go into too much self-praise, guess what your husband is going to land up receiving more of? Not very great comments. True or not? You must have already been seeing that, right? So what do you want to do about it is really the question. For me, I don't want to play any role. I want to just be me. If you're choosing to be that way, I'm going to allow you, because I don't want to participate in your, whatever you want to call it, you know, inferiority complex that is showing up as superiority complex. I don't want to participate. The day, whatever I genuinely feel, if you really think he's good looking, give him a compliment on that. Whatever you genuinely feel what he's saying is not true, leave that. Create your own authentic personality that can support you, rather than all the time trying to fix others. I feel like one of the roles that we have taken upon in this world is that I am going to be the one guiding my spouse. And I feel like that role in itself is very, very difficult to do, because the one person your spouse doesn't listen to is you. And if you decide to take on that role, guess what? You've created constant conflict in your life for no reason. So what if you said that, you know what, this I allow you, and you let him be, and you let it go, and you're okay with it, and you start to build yourself up. At least what I can learn is, by looking at him, is that I don't want to be that. So I feel like a lot of conversation within yourself is required for you to be able to handle him. My one suggestion to everyone here who's married, do not become the teacher of your spouse. Okay, rather I'm even going to say the opposite thing. Do not judge yourself through the eyes of your spouse. Do not become the teacher of your spouse. Avoid these two roles. Both will throw you in the pit eventually. I feel like, you know what, I don't want to fix Puneet. I want to love him. for who he is. Let him fix, let his mom fix, let the world fix, whoever wants to fix him. I want to be able to love him. And when we drop judgment and love our partner for whoever he is, even the rights, even the wrongs, I feel the relationship evolves. Otherwise, we can get stuck in this, you fix me, I fix you, and that constant need to fix one another. You know what I mean? I hope some part of this helps. Kanika, please shed some light on how can I stop thinking about people, giving them space in my mind. Kanika, the most important thing to do here is that we cannot have vacuum. So what are you going to replace it with? So the most important sentence I say to myself is, you will become who you think about. If that is your truth, then you know who you need to think about, who you not need to think about. So replace your past with your future. Replace the people from your past with the people that you want to attract into your future. Okay? So if you can watch motivational videos, inspirational stuff, and if you can, I'd rather spend more time thinking about Mahatria, Sister Shivani, Sadhguru, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Gabby Bernstein. These are all teachers, right? Blair Singer. I would rather spend time thinking about these people than be thinking about anything negative. Now, I have to build that library of being able to think about these people if I really want to stop thinking about. So you never really learn to stop thinking about someone. You can only replace. Today onwards, just start to go. Every time I think about my past, I'm going to pinch myself. It should hurt. Okay? And then I'm going to replace it with, where do I want to go in my future? So all the time you're replacing till a time comes that it becomes your default mode. You don't even go into your past because you've trained your brain. Your neural pathways are now so connected for your future. You can't even remember your past. You can't even remember. You know this person said something bad to you, but you can't remember kya bola tha because you've not, energized it every day. Okay? All right. Image by Design Consultancy. Even though I know I need to get a lot of things done, but I still don't do it. Keep pushing things and then I just don't do it. I think becoming wise around the things we do versus what we don't do is also very important. Okay. I do believe that our mind loves to criticize. Okay, so even though we do land up doing 5 things and we don't land up doing 3, guess where our focus lives? On the things that we didn't do. My suggestion to you, every single day start to list out the things you got done. What we focus on grows in our life. If we keep focusing on what didn't get done, more and more things will get collected on what didn't get done. If we start to focus on what did get done, did you get up in the morning? Did you brush your teeth? Did you have a bath? Did you eat breakfast? Did you do something constructive? Anything. It could be small, big, whatever it was. Yes, I want you to start to make a list of everything that did get done. Okay? And if you can start to focus on that, I'm telling you, your entire energy towards life will shift. I do everything very last minute. So one of the things I keep saying is, oh my God, it's going to become last minute. It's going to become last minute. Or I'm again doing it last minute. Till I had to rephrase myself and say, I go into what we call the genius portal only last minute. My genius opens up and I get my most brilliant ideas. The more panic I am in, closer to my events, closer to my deliveries. Okay. Now that I know that, instead of full-time bashing myself up that I do things last minute, I just go, you know what? When my creative genius carries me so beautifully, it knows exactly when to come and what gift to give me so that I can give it further to my clients or to my customers or to the audience or to my tribe, whoever is there in the room, right? And so now I don't bash myself up. Tomorrow is 160 ladies are flying from around the world to come and see me, and guess what? My presentation is still not ready. When is it going to get ready? Right now, this morning I made it on paper and now I'm going to send it to my designer to get it done on the on digitally, right? Should I bash myself up? I can. Oh God, why do I always make last minute? Had I done this earlier, I could have done it better. Blah, 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 blah. My mind is so critical that it can just beat me up to a point where I will not feel like doing an event again. Or I can just honor who I am, honor the systems that I operate from, and start to respect that. The more you focus on respecting and honoring yourself, the more you will build yourself up. There is no human being, including Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, who are not running behind time. Okay, we all will always have something that was not done. Is that where you want to keep your focus? The little bit that I know you, Mansi, right? Image by Design Consultancy. I think your name is Mansi. Mansi, my sweetheart, I want you to know one thing. Start to honor all that you do, and you'll start to see that whatever you don't do will start to get done. Okay? Aman Gupta, what if a person is confused about his career goal, and if he doesn't know about his qualities, what a person can do, ma'am? The longer you are in waiting, the more you shrink your thought process. The faster you go doing, even if you are in error, you can always take a U-turn, detour, all of those things, and get onto the right track. So the only request I have is, do not, in your confusion, do not stop. Do not go into waiting that when I will know, then I will do. The truth is, you will not know like this. Life is like an onion. You walk, you peel, you walk, you peel, you walk, you peel, you'll get closer and closer to your mission, right? Let's say the center of the onion is your mission. You will only, when you peel, can you reach there. Sitting on the sofa thinking doesn't happen. Clarity does not come from thought, it comes from engagement. Marie Folio says this so beautifully. Clarity does not come from thought, it comes from engagement. I want you to start to engage with whatever it is that is showing up for you. You don't know anything, become a part of someone else's mission. Okay, for some time be a part of someone else's mission, see their energy, their passion, how they do things, and you know what, eventually you will come around to build your own. Sometimes you will become equal to, and together you can build the mission. Sometimes you will be up and down, which is also fine. Someday you will be having your full tribe and you will be on top, and you know what, all of that works till the time you're moving in the right direction. Movement, not waiting, is what I would recommend. Okay, I'm going to go right to the bottom. I think I'm so far away from... Okay, Chanchal Solanki is asking, hi Pooja, want to do something in life but not getting. What shall I do? No confidence at all. Chanchal, very similar question to what I have just answered. You want to build your confidence, start to take small risks and accomplish them. Okay, too many people think when I'm confident, I will do it. You have to do it to gain your confidence. So the formula is ulta. Okay, start doing. Take small risks, accomplish. Small risks, accomplish. So ask yourself, for me to feel confident today or courageous today, what do I need to do? Make that phone call. Find out about that course. Join that class. Come for Pooja's Instagram. Speak to Uncle G. There's always an action that you can take, and on a daily basis, if you can build yourself up to have the courage to take that one action, over a week 7 new actions, over a month 30 new actions, over a year 300 new actions, what a rock star life you'll have. True or not? Yes? Okay. A.S. Prasad's asking, please tell us about this 11,000 rupees in the wallet. Any specific reason to have 11,000? You can have 1100 or you can have any number that suits you. If you were born on 7 like me, you can have 7,700, you can have 7,777, anything that you feel like. What I'm saying, why I say that you should have money in your wallet at all times is because you want to build an abundance mindset. When we have money in our wallet all the time, one of the things we land up creating in our mind is that we move from scarcity to abundance. So at all times, I need you to have money in your wallet so that you never land up saying, oh, I don't have. You always say, I have, but I choose to not buy. I would rather you have and choose to not buy than to say, oh, I wish I had, and then I would have bought. Okay, so that's the reason why money in your wallet. 11,000 is just a number. It's like, why do we pray to God on Thursdays to Sai Baba and on Saturdays to, on Mondays to Shivji? Why? one day was assigned. You know, when people ask me how much money to keep, I just say 11,000. 11,000 normally is a number that will make most people feel abundant, so 11,000. But if 1100 makes you feel abundant, that's good for me. And if 11,000 is very little for you, maybe you can make it 21,000, 25,000, 30,000, whatever works for you. 11,000 fits also properly in the wallet, so I find it easy as a number to keep. I just like to keep that as my base number. Lately, I'm noticing because of all of my travel and everything, this has been a little shifty for me. I have been keeping a lot more money in my wallet than 11,000 because the minute you travel, you need more cash in case you're doing cash transactions. Hey Pooja, thank you darling. I didn't even ask you a question, but I got my answer for the day. Thank you so much, sweet. Thanks a lot, sweet pea. I like that, sweet pea. So sweet. Divimin 20144, can worrying about your children make them fall sick? No. I know you're wanting that level of power, but not true. Worrying about your children can make you fall sick. So because you're carrying so much worry, eventually all of that will turn into disease. So be careful for yourself, not about your children. Worrying about them, do not worry. They are not going to make your children feel sick. If your child is under the age of 5, let me just tell you, whether you worry or you don't worry, going to the doctors and the hospitals these days has become very common for the simple reason the quality of air that we live with now is just not up to mark, and so breathing issues are becoming huge. So I feel like a lot of children these days, especially till the age of 5, are living off nebulizers, not because the mother is busy worrying, but because the quality of air is so bad that our entire breathing system is starting to get dysfunctional. So if your child is under the age of 5, trust me when I say this, suddenly the child will turn 5 and you'll see these visits to the doctors will start to reduce, and by the time the child is turning 12, 13, their immunity is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. A point will come where there will be no need for a pediatrician. So I hope that comes faster for you than this thing, but don't worry, this is not you doing anything. This is the world is at that place where a lot of children are falling sick because the immunity, the food that we are eating, the general lifestyle that we are maintaining just isn't the kind it used to be earlier. Yeah. Preeti Bajpai, hey Pooja, my sleeping habit doesn't allow me to wake up early. What to do? Find out which is the time where you feel most alive and put off your habits there. See, for a lot of people, morning time just feels blissful because the whole world is sleeping. So when you wake up and do all of those activities, guess what? It happens without any interruption. So what is it really what we're looking for is that we shouldn't get interrupted. Once the whole world is up, then there's just too much distraction, correct? So I'd love for you to look for, maybe you are a late sleeper, and what magic that I do from 4 to 6 in the morning can happen for you from 2 to 4 at night, and then at 4 o'clock you go to sleep and get up aram se. It's all about creating that space where you are having time which is not distracted. Okay? So don't beat yourself up for not being able to wake up in the morning. Waking up in the morning is a beautiful habit to have, but if that's not your circadian rhythm, do not feel bad. Just make sure that whatever somebody could do in the morning, why can't we do it at night? Try. No, there's no harm. It is against the basic rhythm of life, but you know what? Everyone has their own rhythm. It's like people say you should write with your right hand, but people who write with their left hand are perfectly normal and fine, right? The same way, yes, the preference of the world is to wake up in the morning because there's a routine that you can get set into. So if you can choose, then choose the morning. But if you're feeling like your routine does not allow you to wake up in the morning for whatever reason, the way your household is built, the way your systems are built, the way your life is built, please stop bashing yourself and start to, today somehow the theme looks like, you know, everyone's just, so please start to honor your own timeline and rhythmic energy. Yeah. Divya Vijay, life coach, how to work on tonality. Fake it till you make it, act as if, start to become supremely awakened, aware towards your tonality, and consciously choose to practice it on a daily basis. So if you have to work on your tonality, practice 1,000 times. You know, if you join my enlightenment program, you'll see there is a whole week where my entire goddesses have to put honey on their tongue every morning, and the only tonality that needs to come out that whole week from their mouth is of sweet and sugar. And so even if they have to say bad things, like I will train them, even if they have to abuse, they have to abuse with elegance and sweetness. So they have to say, you're so silly. You know, I don't want to do this because of, but they have to speak in the sweetness of their voice. And can I tell you, when your tonality becomes something that you can control, you can literally control the world. That's the kind of power our tonality has. So for all of you here in this room, if you are listening and you're not working on your tonality, or you're saying, but that's just how I talk, absolutely not acceptable. I want you to work very, rather, I always say this, the more chaotic the scenario, the more I depend on my practiced tonality to remain calm. You know, the words, the vocabulary I choose and the tonality I choose, I become very, like, let's say I'm supremely devastated and angry with one of my sons. I'm just taking an example. Instead of saying these words, I'll say I'm mildly disappointed. Guess what I have just trained my brain and done? When I am feeling, I don't know, like a volcanic eruption, I'm calling it mildly disappointed. Can you see what I am training my brain and rephrasing by rephrasing what I'm doing to my emotion? Yes. So anytime I'm feeling extremely negative, I reduce it by addressing it as a simpler, you know, I'm mildly disappointed. I am feeling slightly annoyed, mildly disappointed. Can you see how negative emotion can immediately be put on? Yeah. And that's one way. Another way is, of course, the tonality I use. I always say, instead of, you know, expressing your anger, learn to explain your anger. Instead of expressing your anger, learn to explain your anger. What does that mean? I would rather sit whoever it is I'm angry with down and say, you know what, I'm feeling angry. They shouldn't be able to see it, they should be able to hear it. So seeing is, if I said, I am feeling angry, you know what I mean, when we get angry, how we speak, right? I don't want them to see it, I want them to hear it. I'm feeling angry. If this continues to be the way it is, I have a feeling I'm going to be reacting very differently than what I am right now. What would you want to happen for us to be in a cordial relationship? If you continue to behave like this, I'm sorry, I won't be able to continue to behave like this. You know, so I'm explaining rather than expressing. Start to look at how do you want to express all of your negative emotions, so that you can start to practice that in front of the mirror every day, so that when that shows up, instead of you straight jumping into, like, one of my tricks is to smile. The angrier I'm getting from inside, the more I will start to smile on my face, because I know my smile sends the contrary message to my brain, helping me relax. So let's say somebody is saying something that's making me really upset, and I'm smiling. Guess what? My brain is unable to get upset because I'm controlling it at the message level itself. And so what I can then do is I can convert that smile into, okay, Puja, you're not going to react to this situation. You're going to respond. What is a better way to respond? Right now, I'm feeling emotionally very unstable. I'm going to remove myself from that place. I will go into the bathroom. I will go into my room. I will give myself 24 hours before I even open my mouth. In 24 hours, sometimes the thing doesn't remain big enough even to be addressing it. Or at least what I'm not doing is, what I used to do a lot is apologizing even though I'm right. Anybody ever experienced that? You know what I'm talking about, right? It's like so sad that Puneet is an extremely calm person and I can get super hyper. So a lot of times what used to happen is that because he used to remain calm, I would land up saying things that later on I would feel like, okay, I shouldn't have said this. I know I was right, but because I said all the wrong things, now I'm only going to have to apologize because I started right, but I landed up finishing more wrong than him. You know what I mean, right? You're able to understand, correct? So that's where you don't want to go. So today I feel like, you know what? If I'm right, I remain right. I'm not going to give in and just flow, you know. And even if I do land up flowing, very quickly I will apologize, because for me, how I behave is way more important than what the situation was, you know. Even if I want to show my Kali, Roop Kali, I will do it consciously. I will choose to show my Kali, because if I feel like in this situation there is no other way to get out of it but to show that room, I will show it. But it's a conscious decision, not something that will happen to me, something that I will make happen for the situation to get corrected. The more you can get into that space, the better. It's all about practice. Do not try to do it in any shortcut. It is practicing, practicing, practicing. I remember back in 2010, 11, 12, I used to go into the room and go, Puja, well done today. You did not shout, you did not scream, you did not, whatever I was trying to control. And then over the years, of course, today I am able to control. But you know what? In the beginning, super duper hard. So I hope, Divya, that helps you, my sweetheart. Oh, Prabha, that is such a sweet compliment. Let me go right to the bottom and see what's happening in our Q&A. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Sparkling Soul Heals. Ma'am, how to avoid distractions and keep mind focused and make studies interesting and enjoyable? Please help. Sparkling Souls, how to avoid distractions is by removing them from your life. Okay? I've deleted Instagram from my phone, YouTube from my phone. I'm trying my level best on how can I reduce the distractions. Rather than keeping the temptation and then growing your willpower, create an environment where there is no temptation. I remember my son was 2 or 3 years old and I took him to the doctor and I said, Doctor, he lands up eating a lot of chocolate. So my doctor asked me, does he have a credit card? I said, what kind of question is that? No, does he have a credit card? Answer me. I said, of course not. He said, who's buying the chocolates? I was like, oh yes. So what did he say? He said, just remove the chocolates from the environment. There's no way a child will have access to it. And I was like, oh my God, what a simple way to, live life. And that's pretty much how I have been living my life now, where I just, distractions keep coming back. By the way, I moved from Pakistani serials to something else I'll start watching, to Netflix, and then to Candy Crush, and then to talking on the phone. So every week I have to analyze myself on Sunday and say, this week, what were my distractions? At least I will remove them. And then new distractions come in, and then every week if you're analyzing, or every month if you have a cleanup process, let's say on the first of every month, you realize these are the things that distracted me this month. So let me at least remove those. Because remember, it takes time to build a habit, it takes time to remove a habit, correct? So if you start to remove the old patterns before they become so permanent, then something new will come up. But you know what? Distractions, management of distractions is way more important than removal of distractions. So how do you manage the distraction? I remove them, but only for new ones to come. So if anyone is thinking here that you can live a distraction-free life, my suggestion is, if you are able to do that, start a course, the whole world will join and you will become a multi-billionaire. Because you know what, we live in a world where attention is money. So everybody wants your attention. So Netflix is designed to catch your attention. Instagram is designed to catch your attention. Games are designed to catch your attention. Life is designed for you to go off track. So keeping yourself on track needs to be a very conscious decision on a daily basis. Otherwise, if you flow with the flow of life, guess what? Our community, society, world is built. I don't know how many millions of dollars is spent on how to make sure people get addicted to the apps that we are being offered right now for free. We think it's free. How many of us already know nothing comes free? That our attention is being sold to someone else. The fact that we are giving our attention to Facebook, to Instagram, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, to wherever you are giving your attention, someone is profiting because you are giving your attention. So once you understand that, start to create a map around what was this week's distractions, how am I going to remove it? I used to watch at least 5 to 7 Pakistani plays last year. Every day when I used to finish at 5 o'clock, that used to be my way of unwinding. As on today, zero YouTube. Zero. I don't get onto YouTube. Instagram, 10 minutes a day to post my post every morning, because I write my own caption every morning. That's it. That's it. I don't need to know. I don't want to know anything about anyone's life. I give up on that. Because you know what? This was taking up so much of my time. True? So I want you to start to look at, and then you also have to see in your downtime, what are those distractions that you will not carry into your work. So learning to even understand that what looks like a distraction could just be a recharge when done at the right time. So if I do Instagram and YouTube in the middle of the day at 10 o'clock, I am distracted. But if I do it at 6 in the evening, it's okay, because you know what I'm doing? I'm recharging my mind to let it rest because I've overworked during the day. So what time, what you do also decides whether it's a distraction or a recharge. Yeah? Oh wow, we're already at 10:46. Okay, super. In 5 minutes, I'm going to read out. Don't forget to come for my vision board session that's happening on the 6th of December, 11 to 1. Free for all of you. You can invite as many people as you like. And if that interests you, all you need to do is under this video put "we be." What are you going to put? "We be," and someone from my office will DM you the registration link. Okay? So don't forget to do that. This is a huge gift for everyone in my community, whether you're part of my Insta fam, whether you're part of my level 2s of Awakening and Coaching Mastery, or my level 3s of TTT, CC, or Enlightenment, or my level 4 of Super Specialization. This is for my entire tribe. Once a year, my big gift of let's get the next year's goals, roles, visions, values, everything in place, knowing exactly where we are headed. The more intentional you are about the destination, the better the journey you will be able to create. So for all of you here, convince हो गए कि और बोलूं? विजन बोर्ड क्लास के लिए आना है सबने, ठीक है? Okay, I'm gonna go right to the bottom. Not we be here. We be when I post this video, so that they're able to go back to your name and send you a DM. Okay. Let me read out the winners of last week. Woohoo! We have Deval Butti, Nisa QR, Saranya Naveen, Shilpa Dadej, Vivek Vasanta, Aditi Ashish Kumar, Gargi Arya, Adil Affiliate, Devika Wins, Kavita Jain Coach, CA Manisha Mistry, Storyteller, Sharanya, Gauri, Namrata Vision, Shri Mukh, Leena Vadhwa, Soulful Amanpreet, Coach Kakali, Innovative Tarot Trupti, Ruchi Chauhan, Mohan Mika's Bakes, Designer Priyanka, Shamanjeet, Madhu Flair, Karishma, Gadam Official, Tulsi Mala, Sparkling Soul Heals, Anita Gupta, Reset with Rakhi, Sakina Sheikh, and Ujjwala Madhvi. Massive congratulations on fulfilling the challenge of posting my photo along with whatever your takeaway was and tagging me. God bless you. Winners of this week are Ruchi Chauhan, Eminent _ Ekta, and Productivity with Venecia. Productivity with Venecia, Eminent Ekta, and Ruchi Chauhan. Super duper congratulations, darlings. You have just won my book. And on that note, let's quickly take photo. Remember, in 12 weeks, you will be meeting me in a group 1-to-1. Yeah? Ready for the photo? Wow, Ravina, that's a lot of hearts. Makes for a perfect picture. Ta-da! I feel like I'm doing a chai ki ad. What other pose is nice? This one? Thank you, my Jan Manisha. You're always so kind. Okay, everybody got your photo? Don't forget to tag me, put your takeaway so that I can share it in my stories. If you are traveling today, please put on your stories, can't wait to meet you, Puja, so that I can share it in my stories, okay? So if you're traveling, tag me. If you are in this live today, tag me. And if you're interested in coming for the vision board video, under this, please put VB and tag people you'd like to invite, okay? So that we can send them the information also. True? Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, we still have 10 minutes. What's my hurry? Okay, we have 10 minutes. I'll finish answering one more question and then we will run. Okay? Let me find what was the last question asked. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, thank you, thank you. When is the vision board class? 6th December, 11 to 1, next Tuesday. Oh, Preeti Singh 6th is her birthday. Superb. Come, let me gift you a beautiful vision board. Five years back, I had shifted to a new house. Since then, I've been having unwanted health issues. Should I change my house? Well, there's definitely some energy that you can get checked. For me, about 3-4 months ago, I had even mentioned this in my last Insta Live. I had started to think that the air conditioning of my house is not suiting me, and because of that, I'm having an allergic reaction. When I went to that Ayurvedic doctor of mine, it came out to be something entirely different, and it wasn't anything to do with allergy or my AC. Imagine I made Puneet change all the ducts. I got my whole house cleaned. I started to do extra vacuuming. I put what do you call these moisture building things in every room, aromatherapy. Oh God, I did everything possible, and the problem was something extremely different. So I'm not going to say don't try it. Definitely, I'd love for you to explore if it is your house that is giving you your health issues. But sometimes, you know what, we are looking somewhere else and the solution is somewhere else. And because it happened to me recently, I'm just sharing my experience with you. And my dear husband, at one point, I literally told him, I think I just need to get out of this house. I need a new house. And he was just looking at my face and these are not small decisions, Pooja. Don't just simply say these big things so casually. But now he's so thrilled because, I changed my pillow, I changed my bed covers, you can't imagine the amount I did to fix that allergy. And all I needed to do was have one kashayam from one doctor and I became absolutely fine. So God bless you. I hope you find your solution rather than having to change house. But sometimes it can also be the house, okay? Like one of the things when I moved into this house, I felt a lot of negative energy because when we were building it, Puneet and I had a lot of tiffs over it. So I did this huge puja, which does it's like a drishti puja where you remove drishti. And I can tell you my energy before the puja and after the puja was literally transformational. And so if you are a believer of some sort of rituals or routines that can help you, I would take like a wand. It was like a scale, kello, and I would walk around sending positive energy to my house. And honestly, I'm not joking, my house started to feel so positive after that. Because eventually the energy of the house becomes the energy of the people, or the energy of the people, if they are more powerful than the house, becomes the energy of the house. So either which ways, depending on where you are in the scale of evolvement, if you want to really energize your house, my suggestion, every single morning, earlier on, we as women used to clean our houses. So as we were cleaning the dust off, we were actually sending it blessings. Now we've stopped doing the cleaning ourselves. For most of us, somebody's coming in to do our cleaning. My suggestion is once a week, take a pocha or a kapda or something and just go around blessing the house. It's like as if everything that kapda will touch, that cloth will touch, will turn into blessing, okay? And see if you can just do that. I'm super hyper, aware of the energies of my house. So I keep on, playing around with things, moving them around, because anything that's lying for too long in one place, remember, it becomes dead energy. And you want to keep on there's a lovely lady called Jai Madan. If you don't follow her, do follow her on Instagram. She's fabulous with her tips. And one of the things she says is 21 things, if you can shift around every month, then you know what, you can have better energy in your house. And I really liked that tip. So I literally count out like what are the 21 things I'm going to just shift around. Right now, currently, my mom-in-law is really helping me do this. So she's been shifting things around so frequently that I've not had to do it. But there was a point where everything in my house had started to turn dead energy because it was kept in the same place for like 3 years. That's what you don't want to do. It starts to turn into clutter or it starts to turn into dead energy. So I'm going to suggest before you decide to shift your house, work on everything. Do your pujas, do your energy work, do your vastu, do your feng shui, do all of that, because moving houses are big decisions. Unless you're on rent, even on rent, it's a big decision. But if you are on rent, it's easier than at least if you're owning a house, so it's very, very hard. Hai na? See you tomorrow, Jagannath. Absolutely. For everyone who's putting your details here, wrong place, please, when I close today's window, come, share, put VB and tag anybody you'd like invited, okay? On the main Insta page when I put this video. Not here because this chat will disappear the minute I close. Sursuruchi 251, please tell me how can I keep my cool if I'm not agreeing to someone? Generally my tone becomes rude and harsh. This nature is hampering my relationships, but I'm not able to control. Suruchi, today I want you to go back and listen to today's full session because I've done a detailed conversation around how to become more emotionally stronger and a detailed conversation around tonality. So tonality and emotions both have been handled. So I want you to go back and listen to today's full session for you to be able to get the answer to this question. Okay, darling? All right, on that note, I am going to run. I have a big day tomorrow. Please wish me best of luck in the chat box if you are listening, because you know what? We have 160 ladies flying in from different parts of the world and I'm super duper excited. They've put in so much effort. The last 3 months, each one of them has given everything that they had to increase their manifesting power and to increase their abundance power. The 2 courses that I take is one works on your money, and that is very, very important. I want each one of them to be able to earn loads and loads because that in itself can change your energy. And the other is on manifesting. So making money and manifesting, if you land up doing both, you become magically evolved. So of course, I recommend to everyone, whoever is a part of my tribe, do my coaching certification, do my enlightenment. When you do both of these together, one will help you make money, one will help you manifest. And when these come together, that's when the magic really, really happens. So, and for those of you who are traveling, stay safe. See you tomorrow morning. I can't wait to see all of you. And those of you who haven't met me till now, can you please set an intention that 2023, you and I are going to physically meet. I want to hug each one of you, whoever's there on my Insta Live. COVID is over, online needs to be reduced, and let's start to physically get into each other's spaces, because you know what, that energy feels completely different. So I'm setting an intention today. All of you who are here, make sure at some point in 2023 we meet physically. For those of you who were there for the MTS, GCF, FBR, you know we've already met. Now 2022 was fabulous. Let's make 2023 even more amazing. Yeah. Bye everyone. Thank you for coming.